Alright, I made a video about installing transmission cooling lines for a 2008 Ford F-150 with a 4.2 liter six-cylinder. I imagine you're watching this video because you're having problems installing the new lines, and that is the problem I ran into. I searched the internet for videos and how-to and some forums, and I was seeing suggestions like buy a lift or drop the suspension, or the worst was to cut the lines and put them in and then repair the lines, which I wasn't going to do. So I tried to put the new lines in the same way I pulled out the old lines. I came in from the passenger side, pushing them forward towards the front. Just wasn't working. I was starting to get to the point where I was going to have to bend the lines or just scrape them up against sharp metal underneath, and I didn't want to do that. I also tried to come in from underneath, front to back, and that wasn't working either. And after about an hour, I noticed that towards the front of the truck, under the radiator, is the mud flap and then the front bumper. And at least in my truck, the front bumper has a big gap. So what I did was I popped off the retaining clips on the mud flap. They're just plastic. And then I had a straight shot. So I started to feed the transmission lines in through the gap in the front bumper, under the radiator. And while laying on the ground, I was threading the new lines over the suspension towards the back. And you can see in this photo the essentially the finished product with the lines in place, and the 90-degree bend right in front of the suspension. If you'll also notice in this photo, the square valve is laying sideways, and the proper orientation needs to be vertical. So I did have to rotate the lines going in, and then when I was towards the end there, I just rotated them back 90 degrees, and it all just fit very easily. So it was pretty much it. I was done, and I could reattach everything. I posted my instructions and photos onto this forum, which is where I originally saw the unhelpful suggestions to cut the lines or drop the suspension. All right, this worked for me in my '08 Ford F-150 4.2 liter, so maybe it'll work for you in the same year, same engine configuration, or a different year, different engine configuration. Good luck.